Alrighty then, let's get the show on the road. Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. It's another day of S ranks. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. Ugh. I'm a little late. Apologies. I'd take care of some house stuff first. Stuff around this house, but in preparation of moving to the new house. I got me a busy day ahead too. Let's see here. Make sure everything is set up properly. I got my coffee. Yeah, everything looks good to me. Hi. Hey. How are you? Okay, let me get my usual setup so I can see all the S ranks. Okay, and now my S rank hunt can begin. In earnest again. Why are we hunting in earnest? Is that the new Ernest movie? Ernest Goes Hunting? Coffee. Brilliant. Brilliant coffee. Enter my soul. I was getting a little bit of a headache like 15 minutes ago. I took an Advil, but honestly, I think it was probably just caffeine withdrawals. No, that doesn't make any sense. I had like a Diet Coke in the afternoon yesterday. I wouldn't get the withdrawals that quick. And I slept pretty soundly. I don't know. Maybe sometimes life just does that. But yes, we are here bright and early. As per usual. Still getting used to that 8 a.m. again. It used to be 7 a.m. It was a different time. The 7 a.m. start time was an interesting time. Right now, that doesn't work for me. Okay, maybe I didn't sleep great because I'm yawning like crazy. We don't need that. What we need is S ranks. Above all else, I put my actual count at the start of stream in the title today, so we can somewhat keep track of where I'm at. And Cactar's Brontes. Blackbrush Station. Of course. And it's right next to Blackbrush. I remember when figuring out how to eat finger sandwiches here was quite the mystery. I was like, how? How are we supposed to figure that out? Well, somebody did. That's all that matters. Somebody did figure it out. And now we consume finger sandwiches. I don't remember if it's actually finger sandwiches or it's any food, but I remember it was everyone thought it was finger sandwiches back in the day. He's gonna eat your fingies. The big Cyclops is gonna eat your fingies. Hello, big man. Yes, please gently pat the Brontes. Small raid. Big fan. Hi, Sammy. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome to my hunt for the hunt. Where I hunt for hunts so I can hunt down the hunt mount from hunting. Hunt. This is my life. This is what brings me joy. I don't think it's S rank day. Every day I log in, I've just been waiting for S ranks to pop up. I don't think there's been a maintenance or anything to indicate an actual day. And next time there will be, it's going to be Criterion most likely, which, I'm not going to be thinking about it at that point. Go whenever. I just catch any and every S rank I can possibly find at this point. 105 to go. And right back to the waiting. It's a lot of hurry up and wait when it's not an S rank day. And when it is an S rank day, they just overlap. Hello, Death Knight. Hello. It's okay. I have my coffee to give me succor. Oh, and Sirens, Brontes. I guess we're just going one after the other, huh? Can't black brush. And this one's to the east. Got a lot of... I mean, it's not that much catching up. It's mostly just doing MSQ stuff. Once you've done that and like a couple other things, I mean, you're usually all caught up. It's not a very high intensity endeavor, thankfully. Especially if you still played this expansion at some point. That definitely assists, I would say, comparatively to missing an entire expansion cycle. Because that's a lot more MSQ to do. Whoa! That was pulled very quickly. I'm just going to hit it once. And otherwise, I will have... I think they're trying to reset it. Ah, it was an accident. Okay. It has been successfully reset. Sort of. Don't worry. It's... Alright. We're having a journey here. Going back and forth. And well, is that one's not an accident. Wait, what was that? Oh, it killed the soldier underneath. Yeah, that's actually an even more recent change. That was a time for some people. It was a bit of a mindfuck. Ain't no doubt about that. Well, good to see the Brontes already off to a strong start today. Yeah, I gave it a little tappy. Tappy, tap, tap. Thanks for the reset. Yeah, thank you. Good job. Glad I only hit it once. Did not want to murder hobo the Brontes. It's not like there's anything else up to get me to become a murder hobo here. Sausage, why are you sitting on my foot, girl? Any on the way? I see no one confirming. Sounds like De Brontes is ready to be pulled. Cats. Y'all crazy. Maybe today will be a good hunt day. Yesterday started off strong too. I had like 3 hunts in the first like 10 minutes and then I went dry for like an hour or so. I don't think it's really indicative of much of anything, unfortunately. Sometimes you just start strong. That makes I think 100. What was in my title? 102 to go now. 102. Counting down. I'm not getting 102 today. I promise you that. If I got 102 S ranks today, that would be absolutely stupid. It would have to be a ton of Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and Dawn Trail S ranks. They'd all have to spawn dupes with no overlaps and no misses. And that's never happened in the history of ever, so it's not going to start today. But I will get all that I can. Oh, that's right. I need full loop open so I can hear the slope. The much more obvious tell. Oh, yeah, there's a decent number available today. I mean, I guess it's really no better or worse than most days. I can't do any of the Mind Flayers. There's like some Garlock, Bonacon, some Neus. Yeah, I mean, there's a decent amount. And then there's always the chance. Tomorrow is Kurliger. I don't actually know exactly what time that Kurliger is. Should probably find out. That would probably be for the better if I found out. Because it says in 1 day, but I don't know the exact... Oh, there it is. I have to hover over it. 5:40 a.m. Like, it really wouldn't take much for me to wake up 20 minutes earlier to do that, but... I mean, 5:40 a.m. is a great time for Kurliger also. Because it's when there's actually going to be some semblance of the ability to get to more than one. Hi, Ivy. But do I really want to wake up at 5:40 for S ranks? The big thing is that it's Dawn Trail too, so it counts towards the Dawn Trail mount. It's a tough call, I'm not going to lie. Like, a part of me is like, absolutely not. Another part of me is like, might want to consider it. And I don't know which side's going to win. Hello, Shetty. Hello, hello. Welcome to Hunt. 102 S ranks to go. And a lot of coffee to go, too. I feel like I need it. I don't know if I'll go all the way till 2 today either. So I'll probably miss out on some S ranks here or there. Because, I have a lot to do today. I might want to finish packing the kitchen. I gotta pack some of the living room stuff. I might even want to go over to, like, the local landfill and drop off some garbage. Just so it doesn't, like, take up too much space. Because I think I can finish packing my kitchen today. I think if I really got it. But I also have some recording to do. Definitely gotta grab some easy videos this week. From EU to Dynamis. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's gotta be for the road boosts. It's got... Oh, I gotta take care of that. So that was from yesterday's sponsored thing. It was a pretty cool game, though. I enjoyed yesterday's sponsored thing. It was a lot more cutscene. Like, I didn't realize it was gonna have so much cutscene. Like, that's good. I just didn't... I thought it was gonna be more, like... just pure gameplay. I had no... Oh, there's an S rank. That is Garlock on Siren. Let us go to Costa del Sol. Sloppy. But yeah, I have the automatic command on for that. I think it's just to the west over here. Yeah. It's by the cave that's literally the Garlock's lair. Everyone thought this was the only place he could appear back in the day. They were like, oh, we have to, whatever we're doing, we have to do it right outside the Garlock's lair, because why would he spawn anywhere else? Hello, Meowdy. Meowdy Virtual. Yes, briefly your name became Meowdy. Hello, Fake. Did someone say meow? Good morning, Zephyr. How's the hunts? They're going. After this, I'll be 101 away. I'm okay with this. Well, time to name change. You found your calling. You have found your calling. Well, I mean, it's not a Realm Reborn S ranks. It's just any S ranks. Need some Dalmatians. 101 of them, even. But I don't want to kill 101 Dalmatians. I'm not Cruella de Vil. It would be ideal if I got Shadowbringers or beyond, because that counts for other mounts, too. Shadowbringers, I'm like 2/5 of the way done, approximately. Not even close in my book. Not yet, damn. You really think I would do that, huh? That's messed up. That's so messed up. How so very dare you? Yeah, thus far a decent number of a Realm Reborn S rank spawns this morning, though. It's already number 3, and I haven't been here very long, so. I'm okay with this. And now we wait for the sloppy. We listen for the sloppy. We always carefully await the sloppy. Just one more. Virtual, easy. Just one more. No doubt. Believe in the you that believes in me who believes in you. Or something like that. Oh, and worse, neck shoulder pain. I'll take care of that, because that can escalate. I've had bad neck shoulder pain before that ended up being something way worse than I thought it was, so take care of that. Done for? Yeah, but I'm saying from now it's one more. Before you asked me, doesn't exist. That timeline never happened yet. On it, boss. Good. Here, I encourage you to have self-care. Self-care is important care.
Sloppy.
Sloppy. Midgard Stormer's lamp. Camp Drybone, and it's northeast of Drybone. Whoa, Ivy, I can feel you pushing my chair. Come here, get in my lap. Ivy, you're so needy. How do you even survive without me? That's her secret. She doesn't. She just keeps waiting and waiting and begging. Look, I found a lamp. Yeah, the Realm Reborns are going off this morning already. Got 4 in the last 20 minutes. After this, I'll be only 100 away. We're gonna hit double digits soon. Again, I would really like to have the Shadowbringers and later ones, but for now, I gotta take whatever I can get. Not to mention, the free teleport ticket certainly doesn't hurt. The inventory spots that those teleport tickets are taking up hurts a little bit, but...
Sloppy.
Oh god, another one. Cactar's Bonacon. There's a good chance I don't make it to that, but we'll see. Sloppy. Yeah, Ivy patiently waits me entering my office every single day. Well, that's unusual and unfortunate and also hilarious. There's one, seeing the A rank in Central Shroud, that one very regularly gets in people's way. That one wouldn't surprise me at all. The Central Shroud A rank is hilariously intrusive. I don't know why, but that stupid demon is always in the way. What are we pulling, guys? Shrug? Well, who spawned it? It won't be me. I'm never the one to pull. Not my hunt. PT 940. Yeah, I have a feeling we're not making it to Bonacon. Bonacon is Swift Perch is all I have to really remember. Ivy, you gotta chill, girl. She sits down, stands up, sits down, stands up, sits down, stands up. Looks at me, begs for attention, rubs against my hand, jumps off my lap, jumps back on my lap. Spawns near Praetorium? That's Dalvag. Dalvag's Final Flame, specifically. Flame General, and Bonagon's dead. Okay. I'll just go back to waiting. Yeah, Flame General Dalvag is a B rank, and then Dalvag's Final Flame is, an A rank. Dalvag gets to make the double appearance. Yeah, Dalvag is almost always up there, too. Especially when you go over to do the quest by Darkest Devices. Dark Device is very... That entire area is very regularly a Dalvag hunting ground. Now we wait for the sloppy. Yeah, S ranks usually get murdered ASAP. So you see an S rank, there's a good chance someone was spawning it and someone's about to show up with... The entire hood's about to show up. About to roll up with the crew. There's a good chance of that every time. I just need to roll up whenever I'm called upon. Show me to my S-rank chariot. Show me to my tiger. Just gotta hope that the S-ranks keep flowing like they have been. There's a decent, like I said, there's a decent number of them available today. It's literally just a question of whether or not they'll, like, take a big break at some point. I do, and I have the lowrider. I do indeed have the lowrider. I can't use it in the city, but, you know, I do have it. Drive my car around the roads. I love me the Savage Lowrider. And it comes with everyone's favorite track. Long live the king. We're gonna rise to the fight. Arcadian, protected by his almighty right. It's like they knew that was the theme that everyone would both want to and not want to hear the most. Good morning, Azero. Hello, hello. Welcome to the ever so thrilling S-rank hunt. I only need 100. I mean, they can go back to doing it now with the quest thing. Obviously, they haven't, and they haven't shown a propensity to want to either, given that they technically could have in Dawn Trail when they made the quest NPC change, which was one of the bigger problems. That's certainly an interesting tune to imagine to that, that's for certain. Do 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 do. All right, we were gonna go to Gridania. I'll go in the next one. Gridania was my lucky S rank waiting location. I don't know why, it just was. That just be how it be. Good morning, Alhea. Hello. I mean, I don't know what you want then, Def. I mean, there are loops you could do. They're just not going to progress your character. And there's never going to be an optional progression grind because it won't be optional. If you're looking for something Path of Exile-like, that's never going to happen. It will. I assure you it will never happen. There will always be a carrot at the end of a stick. No. I don't think we have any weather. I think maybe it looks like maybe it could rain. But no, there's no precipitation last I checked. That's a lot of snow. If it's not armor, it's weapons. If it's not one of those, I don't know what else you want it to be. I would hardly even consider it grinding. Just clear your weeklies and get your tomes. You're never grinding, really. Hello, Strawberry. I'm doing alright. You doing alright? I'm doing alright. You also, of course, have your tools.
I'll blow you to smithereens.
Oh, okay. Mounts. Collection is generally the gameplay loop of most long-term. You, of course, have PvP rank as well. PvP achievements, titles. All forms of collection that exist in the game. So again, yeah, that's what I'm confused about too, Alhea. Endgame loop is literally any goal you want to complete that you're willing to do on repeat. Looks over at Big Fish. That's a loop. That's a loop of insanity. And a loop that gets expanded upon every patch. Same dailies. You don't grind daily for armor, though. You grind... The only thing you would be doing daily are tribe quests or your roulettes, which would be for leveling, and I guess potentially tomes if you don't do all your tomes in one day. Also, Final Fantasy XI doesn't have different avenues for endgame grind. Because no avenue replaces the other. You have to run all 5 avenues simultaneously. You don't get to choose which one you want to do. You have to do all of them. Every day. And you are not allowed to choose. Especially Classic 11. Classic 11 was a calendar simulator. You had to schedule Dynamis on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Yes, they do. Are you kidding me? Yes, they do. Literally, if you want your Prime weapon, you have to do that activity daily for 6 months. If you want your Geo and Rune Fencer weapon, you have to do your dailies every day for 6 months. If you want to do your Alexandrite for salvage, you either have to be filthy rich, or you have to spam that every hour as often as possible to get your Alexandrites. If you're waiting on assaults and you have to do all your assaults, those also reset every hour. You have to be doing those. If you're doing Dynamis, you're doing Dynamis. Like if you need the rewards, back in the day, you were doing it every Wednesday, every Saturday. Sky was Monday, Friday. Like you set calendars. This is very normal Final Fantasy XI activity. And anyone who is anyone was doing it. This was all very normal. Very normal activity for a Final Fantasy XI player. And it's even worse now, because now there's no time locks on everything. So you really can do it all the time. Except for Prime weapons. Those are still once a day. And yes, for one Prime weapon, it is 6 months of grinding. And if you miss even a single day or one day is unoptimal, then it adds days and weeks to the grind. Which is why you can't really pug it. You have to go with like full bis and a static for 6 months straight. These, I don't know what you're talking about, because these are all very normal activities in Final Fantasy XI. I'm not even going over the crazy stuff. This is all the normal stuff. Yeah, you're still doing them every day. Or you're doing them every hour and spamming them for several days. Like, the Prime Weapon, you spend an hour. The Prime Weapon thing is 1 hour every day. People who play Final Fantasy XI don't just play an hour a day. They're working on another grind. At the very least, 1 or 2 other grinds every single day. If they're working on their G, like they line up 5 or 6 things every single day. Maybe one day they lock in and be like, I'll only do like job leveling today or something. But every one of these grinds are like several month-long grinds that most of the time get lined up on any given day. Very normal thing to do, especially back in the day. As somebody who had to do Dynamis every 3 days for like 7 fucking years, trust me, it's repetitive. You got Limbus 2 days a week, Dynamis 2 days a week, Sky 2 days a week, Sea 2 days a week. You'll usually bounce from one to the other at any given point. Between that, you're going to end up like... You're still doing the same thing every day. You're just playing for more. It's not any less repetitive. Especially when you don't actually get any items most of the time. Source, didn't get my Black Mage hat ever during peak Final Fantasy XI days. Still all different activities. But my point is that you don't get to pick and choose which ones you want to do. You have to do all of them. They aren't avenues to equipment. 5 different avenues implies that there's 5 different paths. These are all the same really wide path. As in, if you're not doing them all, you're effectively being ineffective. And at the end of the day, they are all dailies. That's the same idea. And they're not so drastically different that they're engaging. Dynamis is boring as fuck. That's 4 hours long. Every day, every time at Dynamis, I'm not like, man, I'm so glad I ran Dynamis. I'm like, this fucking sucks. And nothing good dropped. Limbus is thankfully only like an hour most of the time. And Harry are also only about an hour. But you basically had all the activities on a calendar. Any Final Fantasy XI player worth their salt had a calendar for their schedule for the game. So that you could hit every activity as often as you possibly could. As often as the game would allow it. Within reason. That's not good.
Sloppy.
That's not better. I want to be very clear. That's not a good thing. We definitely shouldn't be applauding the need to calendar schedule your fucking one game's worth of schedule. Just because they're different activities doesn't mean it's a better grind. Final Fantasy XIV just focuses more on things that are not wholly progression based. There are plenty of things you can choose to grind that are just not progression based. Alright, let me do this real quick. Like, I'll tell you, it's definitely boring doing... Like, I had groups that just stopped doing Sky after a couple of years because they're like, this shit sucks. A lot of endgame groups stopped doing Sky. They said, if you want to do Sky, get the materials and, like, put it on the website or something. Put it in the forums. Because we're not scheduling that. That shit's boring as fuck. We've been doing that shit for years. If you need an item, you let us know. But otherwise, we're not doing that shit. No, you wanted the accessories, Strawberry. And you just wanted a chance at seeing the accessories. Yeah, you can't only tell half the story when it comes to how Final Fantasy XI works. You can't only tell half the story. You have to tell the whole thing about how it works. What accessories? They don't exist. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, you're right. You're right. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't have to do the same one or two things in 14 every day. You're choosing to do the same one or two things because you're only thinking about how to increase your item level. Final Fantasy XIV is not a game only about increasing your item level. I'm not working on increasing my item level right now, and I've got a monstrous grind ahead of me. Final Fantasy XI's entire existence was about progressing your character. Like, there is nothing else to Final Fantasy XI if it does not increase your efficiency in some way. That is functionally, like, the purpose of the game is solely to constantly increase efficiency. The content update loop. We get new achievements, new fish, new casual activities every single patch. Big fishing is one of the biggest content grinds you can fall into, and I promise you if you start it, you will not finish it anytime soon. I love doing treasure maps with my community. There's nothing item level based out of that. Working on the S rank hunts for these rare mounts, nothing item level associated with that. Collecting minions, mounts, other things, because 11 doesn't have collectibles. The closest you get is maybe like a rare furniture piece, and even that's not really a collectible, because those are, you get those for buffs for your Mog Home. or to increase your Mog storage with the increased bets. Yeah, the content loop is not only increasing your item level. It's collection driven. Collection, achievement, accomplishment driven. Like Blue Mages, its entirety exists strictly for collection purposes. Deep Dungeon. Deep Dungeon soloing. High scores. There's an entire high score community within Deep Dungeons is a great example. The solos and collecting all those things. That's why there's a website called Final Fantasy XIV Collect, indeed. The Moon. Yeah, Cosmic. Cosmic is technically a number go up because it's increasing your tools efficiency, but let's be honest, it's really more of a collection front. Flaw achievements is another one, exactly. 11 is, there is no collection aspect to 11 outside of maybe something you personally set up. There's nothing in the game that is associated with collecting. If you choose to collect, what you're collecting likely is stuff for fringe cases. But every single aspect of 11, which is why most of those aspects are slow as fuck. They're not terribly different activities either. There's like a few small rule changes, which is to be expected, by the way. I wouldn't expect them to do massive rule changes. There is no part of 11 that is less grind. That is the hugest level of cope I've ever seen. 14, you can log in and do your entire weekly grind in like 2 hours and then not play it for a week. I don't know what you're grinding. I can't figure it out. I have all of my item level increasing grind done in 2 hours every week. I don't know what you're grinding. I can't figure it out. Unless you're grinding things that are collection driven. There's nothing item level driven that takes more than a... Let me rephrase. I also clear my raids in like an hour or two. So that's part of the reason why it's only 2 hours. But that's not but that's also not dailies. Those are endgame raids. But if you're a casual, it's still only 15 minutes for a few days a week and you're done with tomes. There's nothing else to grind after that in terms of item level increase. Anything else you were doing would have to be collection driven. That's why I'm confused. It doesn't make any sense. Unless you're working on a relic, which is not an item level increase, it's glam, realistically, / achievements. That's why I'm confused, because there are statements being made that don't line up with how 14 actually works. There's no, like, checklist of activities that needs to be done every day to make any progress at all. That's kind of the whole point. That's actually one of the biggest complaints about 14, is that there's, like, there's not enough, like, reason to log in and grind and play unless you're working on achievements. I don't know. I mean, it just sounds like you're not interested in collecting things. It has nothing to do with progression. Because progression is the least amount of time you should be spending playing 14. Unless you're leveling every job, but that's a fucking slog in 11 too. Much more of a slog. Well, depending. In retail, it's really more so a slog if you're trying to do job points on all of them. Just going to 99 takes about 6 hours in Final Fantasy XI. Not even, probably like 4 hours now. Especially if you have money for, what are they called, rings? You could spend 2 months working on triple triad cards to get them out for that collection. There's a lot of rabbit holes to fall into. You just have to want to fall into them. And not wanting to fall into them is not a problem, but they are there. It's an important distinction. Yeah, I have heard of Abyssi. I've played the game. Also, Abyssi was still a slog. Mostly because it was fast, but terribly boring. I've been a key runner before. Being a key runner is not fun. It's a slog only because it's boring as fuck. I have been a key runner. I played more 11 than you have, I'm pretty sure. So you're not going to get me to not know something about 11. Fairly confident from this discussion I've played a lot more 11 than you have. And in Classic 11, yes, it was a slog. In the Classic 11 that I was referring to with my statement, it's a massive slog. The original 1 to 75 grind, everything about that is a slog. Even in Treasures, where it got a lot easier, still a slog. And now the slog is getting 2100 job points and getting as many master levels as you can possibly stomach. Yeah, so you started playing like 4 years after I had already... That's my point. I've been through this already. Also, before level sync was introduced... Oh, okay, no, that's not Treasures. Treasures... No, I mean, I'm sorry. That is Treasures. Was that Wings? Because I remember mostly level syncing in Wings. Wings was where where the level syncing got big, but it was in Treasures where it happened for the first time. I played for all the early days. I was there when Abyssi took over. I've played through every expansion. I've played through current retail. Yeah, taking 8 months to get one job to 75 is definitely a slog. Yeah, I was going to say, because I remember the first level sync party I did was level 30 Calibris. Because Calibris were originally Treasures of Otter Gone, but they added them to Ronfauer in the past, which was crazy, by the way. And so you could do level 30 Calibri parties. It's like 35, somewhere around there. That was the only party I could actually fucking get on my Puppet Master. I was there when the level cap went up. I was there when Abyssi... I would argue Abyssi was unironically an improvement for Final Fantasy XI. In terms of content. Because leveling was not the fun part of 11. I always just say if you want to play 11, just beat the stories you haven't done. Unfortunately, Voracious Resurgence is a pretty big pain in the ass unless they've changed it. The actual content in Abyssi was very good. It just made leveling fast. The actual Abyssi-based content was the first good advancement in Final Fantasy XI's content structure. Just not the leveling. Yeah, very tough to out Final Fantasy. And I've also played a ton of Retail 11 in the past 10 years, since 2016. I had to make an entire video guide on account setup death, unironically. And I still see people who watch that guide who can't, they still can't get through it. And I don't blame them. They're like, honestly, I did everything in this guide and it still doesn't work. And I'm like, I can't help you at this point. I know how to do it. Whenever I've had to do it, it's been consistent. So I don't know. It's funny because I have, for me, I don't think it's that complicated. I just follow the instructions. It's actually getting 11 to work on new machines because there's things that they don't tell you to do that you have to do to make it work on new operating systems. That's harder. Making the account, I just follow the instructions. Oh, sorry. I thought that was a link. That's my bad. Well, it's the bot's bad, actually. Why am I apologizing? The bot's the asshole here. This is the bot being a jerk. Not me. Yeah, the bot's a jerk. I'm just waiting for the sloppy. Yeah, the problem is when somebody who only casually plays the game doesn't fundamentally understand how the game is played, the discussion is never proper. It's like a home chef trying to tell a professional chef how to cook. It's like, so fundamentally, the things and perception don't match the reality. Hey, listen, sometimes you find a convict who can cut onions better than Gordon Ramsay, and he gets to make that call. I love that video of the convict out cutting onions from him. He's just like, hold on. Wait a fucking minute. This guy's awesome. The modern 11 grind is great if you just need busy work and you love Final Fantasy 11. Because you could just do everything all the time. But it's a fucking slog. And unless you're doing the prime... Honestly, if you're just not doing the prime weapons... Well, although I actually... New Limbus has helped a lot with that, if I recall. New Limbus has made some pretty major gear upgrades pretty accessible, which helps a good amount. It definitely gives people more of a direction, which helps people get through Voracious Resurgence. But it's still a slog. But, you know, it's a different kind of slog. It's really master levels and the prime weapons more than anything are the slog. Like, I've done a handful of master level parties, and I'm like, dude, and I thought it was bad back in the day. Now it's like... Because the thing is with master level parties, it's like... How would I describe it? It's like old leveling parties on crack. There's no chill whatsoever. The reason why I understood when people really liked old Final Fantasy XI level grinds is because if you're not the puller or the healer, you pretty much just get to fucking sit there and be useless. You're like, I will do my one weapon skill and I will let you go do everything else. Meanwhile, the bard who's fucking pulling everything is like... The bard's head is about to fucking explode. I need ballad. I need buffs. Pull the enemies faster. No, you're pulling too fast. Oh, the tank needs AFK 1 second. You're just like, you gotta tell me shit further in advance. You gotta fucking hurry up. You can't tell me shit the last second. You just can't do it. think it takes, God, last I remember, it's like 8 months for a master level to like max it. It's not 8 months. It's some sort of ridiculous time. The bard that gets instant. But here's the thing. They get instant invites, but you have to be a particular type of player to want to play it. Because everyone else literally does. It's 5 people in your party literally just leeching off of the bard. Even the healers. They're just leeching off of the bard. Because if the bard wasn't there, they wouldn't be playing the game right now. It's 5 really lazy people and the 1 person actually playing the game. And the moment that bard is anything but spectacular, they all remember it. No, nobody does pulling anymore. Pulling's not a thing. You just run to each monster. What's that? No, 600 paste is after that as tomes. Because that's 1,200 total. Again, I know. Although I will still say... Sloppy. Okay, where are we going? Gamma on Cactua. I feel a wound on that last one. Yeah, the moment your bard was anything but spectacular, you fucking remembered. The House of the Fierce. My point is I've been there through all the generations. I know the game in and out. This is knowledge I wish I didn't have, but I have it. Oh, there he is. I was like, where is he? So do I? No, you don't. Clearly you don't. I've learned that from this discussion. Clearly you don't. You don't. You haven't dived into the systems enough. You may have been there at points, but you clearly don't know it. You clearly don't know it as well because you keep trying to talk about things that keep telling you it's not the way it is. I'll only say I have not played since the Limbus revamp. But I do know a good deal about it still. Sonic the Hedgehog or the drinks? Because y'all know at some point in my life I fucked with a cherry limeade. Not fucked, but like it's a turn of never mind. I don't care for the private servers at all. I have no desire to live in the 75 era. I fucking hated that. Looking back, every time my life was good, it was when I was not playing 75 era Final Fantasy XI. All the best times in my life were when I was not playing 75 era Final Fantasy XI. Anytime I couldn't pay for the subscription, I got a girlfriend. Every time I wasn't paying for the subscription, I was out doing things with the rest of my life. I was like, you know what? This game really has a grip on me, huh? The idea of wanting to keep everything exactly the same for... I mean, here's the thing. A, it's not even exactly the same. B, there are some people who are actively in charge of that server who are known online harassers, which I suppose is a very Final Fantasy XI thing, in all honesty. In no way am I surprised about that. C, they change things anyway, so it's not even the correct classic experience. I got all sorts of issues with them. D, I know they were giving people free items to advertise Horizon when it was new. They were offering people like Gillen items to advertise and stream Horizon in the fucking like 10 people who stream in the Final Fantasy 11 category. So it's like all the points of everything it was supposed to be literally don't even matter because they never mattered in the first place. Being a popular Love at 75 alternative was all that ever mattered. Oh, don't buy items on Dynamis. Visit Ether or something to go buy items. Don't do that to yourself. I know it's stupid. Don't buy them on Dynamis. You need something, leave Dynamis. You have your road to 90. You're good now. Do not quote the old magics, which I was there when they were written. I wish I wasn't. I wish I knew less. Aura, thanks for the 38 months.
Aura Blaze 91 just subscribed.
I would purge the old magics from my noggin, were it feasible. I would choose to forget. I can see the pain. Anyway, if I want an old school experience now, I just play old school RuneScape.
Chaos. Chaos. Chaos.
Chaos?
Chaos.
Chaos?
Chaos.
Chaos?
Chaos.
Hey, Prime sub.
First
Hey,
dude
tier
not
1
just
sub. Hey,
subscribed to
thanks.
Prime.
Look, a scam train. I love a good scam train in the morning. And now Heya with the Dr.
568
Robotnik.
just subscribed
Jesus.
for 11 months. Well, here's a sub.
Thanks. Thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back, Death Knight. First dude, thank you for the Prime sub. And Heya, thank you for the gifted sub.
Chaos.
Thank you for the
Chaos.
slew of
Chaos.
subs.
Chaos.
Now we all
Chaos.
need to have
Chaos.
sandwiches for
Chaos.
lunch.
Chaos.
Alhea Knight gifted a tier 1 subscription.
Yeah, Osiris has me in a vice grip. That vice grip is named Corrupted Gauntlet. 260 runs so far. Not the horse, Liz. I see the horse. No. Hey, Stranger in Paradise is great. Love that game. But I like the horse. But he's so scared. Again, at least it's only the 50 cost one. The higher cost horses have far more disturbing animations. But I still don't like that animation. Good morning, chat, by the way. Yeah, the way they used to do the horses is you had to like spam the horse, and then at certain tiers of like total horseness, it would do new animations. Now it's like, if you cheer 50 horses, it does that laughing animation. But if you... I don't know what the other tiers are. Is it a good bad story or a bad good story? Both, I think, might be true. The other day... Actually, it was the other day. It was literally yesterday. Sophie asked me, when you get your BOFA, can you not scream at the top of your lungs? And I was like, I think I'm just going to be so relieved that I'm not going to scream at all. And I was like, ask if I don't have it in 6 months from now, we can have this discussion again. If I take 6 months to get my Boa Ferritin, then maybe I'll need this reminder. Listen, Sastasha is memorable. I heckin' love Sastasha. That's peak Final Fantasy 14 right there. Also, I think that Gamma makes for only 99 more S ranks for me. Getting there. Good old Sastasha. Dude, the Bow of Faradin grind, ugh. At some point. It'll be so nice when I have it done. The problem is there's no telling when it will be done. I could be doing it for 6 months and not finish it. There's no way of me knowing. That's a scary thought. I'm trying to do like, as long as my schedule fits it, I try to do like 5-ish runs minimum a day in Osiris. But that's like, I can't really ensure that because sometimes I just have other more important things to do. Especially with the moving. I might wrap around 1 today instead just so I can have some extra time to pack some stuff. I got a bunch of boxes. I packed the rest of our like kitchenware yesterday. It'll be the last run you do. True. And actually, that's not true. Because when I get it, I'm going to do 10 more to see if I hit the double. Because if I get a second one, A, I can get a Blade of Saildor. B, I could just give it to another teammate, and they can have a Bofa. Yeah, technically that one drop is 2 different weapons. You just have to pick which one you want to make with it. I do not want a Blade of Saildor. How's the moving process going? It's going pretty good. We've come into like a couple of issues with the new home, but we're getting those settled. Sophie's gonna be taking care of a lot of that tomorrow, or at least like making sure that people who can take care of it are, you know, going and looking through things. I've got most of our kitchen packed up. I think I can finish packing the kitchen today, and then also pack some other stuff. I have to take a bunch of garbage bags to a landfill. Gonna have to go a little out of the way for that, but it's whatever. We just have too much trash. I'll see, because tonight's trash night. I'll see what I can fit in the trash, and then look through my recycling, and then go through that too. Honestly, that's the bigger thing, is just like having enough room to like trash things and recycle things. That's been almost a bigger pain than actually packing. Because most of the remaining kitchen stuff, there's like a crock pot, some baking sheets, but most of the pantry stuff's getting thrown. Like I'm not like trying to bring like an open container of salt. I'll just buy salt and like pepper and seasonings like as I go once I move in, you know. Good morning, Kate. This Friday, also, I have to get my hair dyed. For December, I have a handful of incentives that still need doing, and I want to get moving on those. Alright. I'm calmer now. Calm down a bit. I'm also just trying to sell a bunch of stuff. Been selling some of our belongings. Think we've got enough to buy a new washer and dryer now. Sophie and I are moving into our new home. In a couple of weeks, most likely. Next weekend, I probably want to do a bunch of trips with boxes. Literally just like drop boxes off, come back, get more boxes. Drive back over. It would make our move so much easier if I moved a bunch of that stuff myself. That way the movers can really just take our mattresses, a couple of pieces of furniture, and then trash some of the other stuff. Will be quite nice. Trying to get as much as possible done before then. It'll be great when it's all said and done. When all is done and fin and complete. Alright, I gotta check something while we're waiting. Dude, remember when I said my mornings have been starting off really good and then the S ranks kind of die for a little bit? Oh, man. Do, 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 do. Interesting. Hopefully, the remainder of the moving process will go smoothly. They have to die. This is true, but I need more of them to be alive so more can die. We're so close. We are so very, very close. Not recently, not since the Omega update. I never really care much about Wild free updates. I've never really been able to. Well, I've been Wild any of them. I basically play the big paid update and then usually move on. I don't usually revisit the free updates because all I ever end up doing is just killing the monster once and then stopping. I'm never like, let me grind out again. Especially because a lot of the times the upgrades, depending on which monster it is, upgrades are sometimes marginal or unimportant. Been playing a lot. Yeah, I'll play the DLC when it comes out. But probably not before that. The big Capcom thing for me this year is Onimusha. I'm a huge fan of Onimusha. I've never really been like able to get through and play because I didn't own them as a kid, so I could only ever play them at friends' houses. And I didn't really have money as a kid. Like Final Fantasy XI was the only thing I could really play as a kid because that's what we could afford. I was like, hey, I play this and pay for it monthly. And my parents are like, good, you're not getting fucking anything else then. When I fought against Omega, I didn't really have any issues with the performance. And that was before they found the whole super checking for DLC bug. I do want to play Monster Hunter Stories 3. I was thinking about playing that this week. I was going to do Enfield for a sponsored bit today, but I think I'm going to wait. Oh, I didn't hear a sloppy, but I do see Sarg. Oh, it's probably because the window's closed. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's because it's not the main window. That's weird. Normally it still plays the sound. That is Best Way Burrow. Best ways, best ways. And where exactly? Oh god, it's I don't feel like best ways is faster here. Like maybe it is, but it just doesn't present as faster. Found and fair. Yeah, that's why I want to play it. Heard very good things. Perfected, we stand. Endwalker raid mount for Endwalker S rank. I'll take it. Say goodnight. Hello, Mr. Ruminator. Oh. My cats are so peaceful right now. I'm sure they won't stay that way. Oh, I need to look something up real quick. Awaken cat. Oh, whoops. There's literally nothing. There's no rumor. There's no anything. Anyone who told you that and told you it was a rumor told you nothing. Because there's literally no indication of anything. That's them just making up a name and being like, I like it. Honestly, the fact that technically I consider the ultimate confirmed. But they did technically only say they were, and I quote, aiming for a new ultimate in 7.5. Interesting. It don't like you. I don't know what you did to offend it, but it don't like you. It will not be in 7.5. It'll be in 7.5X, Beastmaster. It will not be in 7.5 proper. I don't think Gaius said any of this. I don't remember the part where Gaius sang Lahi.
KK_team just cheered 1,000.
I mean, it'll be in 7.5,
All truths.
but not like it'll be in 7.5x. It just won't be in 7.5 proper. There's just no shot. Is this a Wii check? How would I describe it? It's Final Fantasy, but you play with other people. Story-driven MMO. Oh, mine was already out. My Wii was already well and indeed out. Listen, I tried. Unfortunately, my Wii did not help spawn. Navigate is a good way of putting it to you. I mean, there's no reason to bet the pet system will be full of bugs. There's no reason. That's like betting any system that comes out would be full of bugs. Listen, all I know is that War Within story pissed me off because it was effectively a full expansion of, guess we're right back where we started. And then Midnight's trailer might be the worst World of Warcraft trailer I've ever seen. Like, I don't know what they were doing. And then they waited like 9 months to release like a character, like, short animation on the character that nobody knew who the fuck she was in the trailers. Nobody gave a shit. The War Within, also known as Feet. More than anything, the War Within is feet. Zalatos, the feet within.
Sloppy.
Alright, where are we going? Midgard-Sormer, the Tempest. Time to hit up the Ondo Cups. The Ondo Toes. And it is southeast. Yeah, I would describe War Within's story as Jeremy Clarkson going, "Oh no," anyway. Yeah, hopefully the story's better in Midnight. I just hope there aren't a billion books in between War Within and Last Titan in order to actually explain what's fucking happening. I'll never forget them just like deciding to make the entire bridge between Mists of Pandaria and the next expansion, just putting the entirety of how that story even came to be in a book, and just like being like, well, sure hope you read that. How did Garrosh escape? Read this book. I was born to lead, not to read. Who's the dumbest dragon ever? Read this book. Yeah, half of it'll be retconned anyway. Why are you killing that crab? What did that crab ever do to you? Ivy, what? Girl? She's... Here she comes. The queen has awoken. The queen is here. Damn, you got some patient hunters this morning. Hello, Mr. Gunnet. Now I'm just thinking of all the disappointments I've had in WoW's story. I want to do a solo playthrough of BG3. Trying to coordinate a playthrough with other people is just so much trouble. It was fun, but man, I mean, it just fell apart because actually getting 4 people together to finish a run was tough. No onions. Alright, we're going to Gridania. Gridania's got better luck, I swear. So hard to... Yeah, we only made it into the beginning of Act 3, like... But we were cracked, dude. I literally, like, 2-shot the Act 2 boss. That shit was crazy. Yeah, if I do an incentive for BG3, it's going to be 2-tiered. It's going to be A, we have to reach it, and B, one of the characters is chat control. Like, they don't actually control it, but I let chat make the decisions. With what class? Monk. Barehanded monk. Fucking smack the shit out of him. They sure are. Hey, Ivy. Halfling giant barbarian. Ooh. I wish I remembered more about that playthrough. I am bleeding from an unknown source. I'm gonna guess your nose. My guess is gonna be your nose. Just a normal barbarian. You saying it can wait reminds me of when...
Alhea Knight just cheered 260 bits.
Thank you. I'm assuming that was what you had left in the tank, and you're like, well, let's see what happens. I think the answer to that question is Saber is just, I think the simplest answer that can generally be given is yes. Now, you might be saying yes to which part? Me too. Me too. I wish I could narrow it down more for you, but I sure can't. Coffee. Chromie time, woo! Damn, what you got against Chromie? Chromie's just doing their best. Ivy, you gotta figure out what you're doing right now. Are you staying? Are you going? What's the plan? Should I stay or should I go? I imagine Chromie hitting you with the smile emoji. I am not streaming Requiem, no. No intention. I don't play horror games. Oh, next thing I like to stream from Capcom is Monster Stories 3. Yeah, I'll just watch a story overview of it. That's all I do with Resident Evil games at this point. I just keep up with the story. Easier for me. They said next time they run the 16 crossover, they might have new rewards. They wanted to add some Jill-themed rewards. Well, always is strong. There's always a good chance of an event popping up again, but there's not enough of a precedent to say always. Just more than likely, yeah. They do a lot of event rerunning at the end of expansions. No. That's why most people just assume it'll be between the 7.5 and 8.0 at some point. That's just when most people would assume. Last time 15 event was before 7.0. Sometime before 7.0. We just don't know anything for certain. I just don't like to assume. It hasn't happened enough times for me to consider it pattern. So, I usually just withhold thinking that it's like expected, you know? Mm-mm. 7.5 is nuts. Yes. Correct. That will be when nuts. I can't wait. Perfect. Well, yeah, so they reran the Lightning event when it released on PC, I want to say. And then they put it on the store. $7.5 should be May. If they follow pattern, it would be May 5th. And that's technically a little off pattern, but it's on pattern for their little bit of off pattern. The only concern with that is that it's during Golden Week, which is a bit of a toss-up. So someone in chat the other day was saying they might delay it another week after that, which would be a 21-week cycle, which I don't think they want to do realistically. Might just be unfortunate timing, though. We'll see. My nuts have been full all expansion. Oh, so you've been hunting. What's the hunt? What are you talking about? But I thought you said, never mind. Always be careful of the nuts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always way later. The weapon upgrade's always way, way later. Alright. OS ranks. Hello. Yeah, but think of all the tomes. All right. Yeah, it'll be fun rerunning the 24-mans every Tuesday after 7.5. Although, obviously, when Ultimate comes out, I'll need at least a one, potentially 2 Tuesday break from that. But otherwise, that's what I like to do. I like to run all the 24-mans. Probably just the Tuesday after that, and then worry about the rest later. You sure can. Now you can, at the very least. Since 7.4. You will be A-okay. Yeah, that would be an interesting way of doing it. I actually need to spend my tomes before this Tuesday. I'm capped. I'm almost capped. I'm at like 1930. I can spend them whenever. I just choose not to because I know as soon as I leave, an S rank is going to appear. I'm a superstitious kind. The moment I leave, that's when he's showing up. They know. They know. Coffee. At some point, I'll have to go get a second cup of coffee, though. Also a scary time when hunting. I just never know. Will this be the one where I wish I hadn't left? They spawn when you're not at your computer. Hey, Haps, you should get your second cup of coffee right now. Me with my coffee being poured. I hear sloppy, and I just fucking bolt upstairs. Sloppy. Doot doot. I drink my coffee black. It's just like my soul. Unfortunately, I'm out. Not sloppy coffee, no. Yeah, just here's what you do. You try to trick the system. You log out or walk away, but you don't walk all the way away. You just walk enough away that it thinks you've walked away, and then you walk back. You're like, ha, I got you, bitch. And then you just move on from there. Cats are so cute. Let's see. So I'm just reading through something real quick. All right. 30 S rank trophy. Oh, right. I forgot there was even a trophy. There's obviously, by the time I did my trophies, I already had all the S ranks and whatnot. Thankfully, by the time I did the PS5 ones, they made it so that just the moment you logged in, it automatically gave you everything. They did that, I think it was like, no, I don't think it was in Dawn Trail, on Dawn Trail release. I think it was sometime later, like 0.05 or 0.1. But it's a good thing I didn't decide to do my PlayStation 5 trophies till after that, because the headache would have been substantial otherwise. Whereas with the PS4 trophies, I actually had to go through and make sure I triggered all of them. But that was quick. That didn't take very long. Yeah, it's nice to have the platinum done for 14. I mean, I have all the mainline ones done. When I eventually get back to work out my platinums, oh, that's going to be a journey. I really want to do the platinum for Chocobo Dungeon. Because that's a game I'd actually love to finish. It is a monstrous platinum trophy, though. Not as monstrous as some of the other things, but it's a monstrous one. Crisis Core is the one I'm most feasibly able to finish next. And it's one I already have underway, so it would be very easy for me to just finish it up. But there are some platinum trophies, let me tell you. There are some indeed. Hello, Kano. I might have the Strangers of Paradise one tucked away, like when I log into the PS5 version. I had the PS4 Platinum. Think I could upgrade that one. Yeah, I remember it being very easy to platinum. The achievements for the DLCs can be kind of rough, but they're not required for the platinum, obviously, because they're DLCs. Miss Collision. Honestly, with some of the things I've learned that I never knew, I don't. I'm sure there were plenty of things I was super unaware of since I didn't pay attention to any of the social happenings. Oh, yeah, that's right. There will be housing plots. I know Sophie's probably going to want to take a peek at some of the housing plots on Coral. She's been trying to get a new personal. She lost her old one, so she wants one back. She just tells me where to bid, and I bid. Because, I mean, it's not like I care about the houses, so it's just, if she wants one, she just be like, hey, bid. And then we just both lose it. It's beautiful. Yeah, they had told us about TARDIS housing tech so long ago. I wonder what actually, I kind of hope they explain what actually ended up happening. And why like, the idea was so, because they said they were aiming for, like, 7.1 or 7.2 or something. I was like, I wonder what actually happened on the back end that made it so difficult. Good morning, anime. No, they didn't talk about it before Dawn Trail released. They didn't talk about it till after Dawn Trail had already released. It was part of one of the follow-up live letters. Yeah, it was after. It was very early on, but it was after. CPU-kun is suffering. Not CPU-kun. Do not bully CPU-kun. Man, part of the S rank's always so good right when I wake up. And then they just start dying. Well, not dying. They're not spawning. The spawn rate's dying, but they're not. Never mind. You knew what I meant. Yeah, because it's both the outdoor furnishing limit and the TARDIS housing, both that were theoretically for Dawn Trail. No. Shut up. Yeah, there are some characters in there. Not the greatest of characters. I almost wish I had socialized with some of my older FCs, because I would have seen some of the shit that I found out about later. That's apparently not in any way a secret, but I didn't ever go in the Discord or socialize ever, so I didn't see anything. Probably would have known the Sphia thing way earlier. If I had actually been paying attention. Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, it's really more Elysium than Collision, I suppose. But it was the same group of people. Elysium was just Collision plus some. God, I get newsletters for jerky. And I want it. But I don't want to spend money on jerky. The problem of wanting things, but also wanting to just be as frugal as fucking possible. Never had jerky in your life. It's okay, I'll just eat the rest. I'll eat it all so you don't have to. Hello, Jay. Sold rewards locked behind older content. No. No reason to do that. Because if it's older content, it's easier content. No point in having a reward vendor. And also, that would make not a remote fucking dent in the gil. Because the only people who would want those items are the people who don't have gil to begin with. Or barely have any. Because the people who are rich likely played and already have all that shit anyway. But you don't need a group for older content. You just unsync and obliterate it and you just get everything. Unless it's something that can't be unsynced, in which case, definitely don't do that. Because now there's absolutely no reason to make groups for it. That's what we were just talking about, TARDIS housing. We don't know, because it was supposed to be in like 7.1, and then we never heard about it again. So I want to know what the heck happened with that. You're like, excuse me, sir, but where the fuck did this go? But Eureka's really easy to get. Like, Eureka's super easy. You don't even need a group for that. You can, each Eureka zone takes about 8 to 10 hours total. They're not adding a vendor to something that only takes 8 to 10 hours. Like, Eureka zones are all incredibly quick. Well, no, they didn't bring up TARDIS housing in that live letter. They said housing updates, which more predominantly, they've been talking a lot about the outdoor furnishing limit. So I assume that they meant both the TARDIS housing and that, but they never explicitly stated it was to be the TARDIS housing. They have not specifically referred to the TARDIS housing in any regard since before 7.1. They've only spoken about the outdoor furnishing limit since then, which was something they had mentioned before Dawn Trail even released, the outdoor furnishing limit. They said sometime in Dawn Trail we're going to like double it or whatever they said. They have not, by specifically called feature, mentioned the TARDIS housing since that live letter. They have either specifically stated housing updates ambiguously or specifically the outdoor furnishing limit. But never once have they specifically referred to the TARDIS housing, which is the concern. Now, they could be referring to it, they just haven't explicitly stated as such. Because they also, more often than not, specifically say housing updates, plural, when the only two things are TARDIS housing and outdoor limit. Unless there's something else that they were working on that we didn't know about, but... I just like to take their words and try to apply it as literally as possible. You know. I think that, yeah, I vaguely recall them mentioning the indoor limit, but they said that the outdoor limit held precedence over the indoor limit. And that was also, again, they have not mentioned that in the same period of time. It's basically been nothing but the outdoor limit since pre-Dawn Trail. No. All they said was they were considering making the whole glitching things a feature. They also haven't. That was like, they mentioned that in an interview. That wasn't even in a live letter. There was an interview where Yoshi P mentioned making the clipping glitch just like a feature, like an intended feature. That was in an interview. But there's been no official live letter mention of it ever. That was around the time that, what's it called, happened. Mare was destroyed. What an information journey it hath been. We wait patiently. Standing here. Standing here. Alright. It always comes back to the mirror. Every time I look at a mirror now, my perspective is totally different. Let's do this together, bro. Bro. Close your eyes. That's my life without you, bro. What? That's fucked up. I'm sitting here trying to get this tiger. Well, good, because that's what they are. They love each other very much. Must support the bros. Do the homie. Do the homie. Do the homie. Rare that I get to pull out that Boondocks reference, but I'll take it. Granddad, you can't be talking like that. You gotta say pause, Granddad. He taking her to Red Lobster with the cheddar biscuits. The fam ain't eating cheddar biscuits, but this random broad is eating cheddar biscuits. Don't feed her, Granddad. I like pulling out a random Boondocks reference once in a while. My name Uncle Ruckus. No relation. Thank you, Gary Anthony Williams. It's funny because the only two things I actually remember Gary Anthony Williams from are him playing Uncle Ruckus and him playing one of the flight attendants on Soul Plane. That's it. I don't know. I'm sure I've seen other things he's in, but those are the two things I always remember off the top of my head. Maybe that's all I need to know. It's like how the first thing I really remember seeing Kevin Hart in was 40-Year-Old Virgin. Oh, that's right. He's in the jail cell in Harold and Kumar too. That's right. Yeah. He's making an escape. No, I'm not. I'm sitting right here. He's got a gun. It's not a gun. It's a book. There you go. That must have been from the official digest. Yeah, he was the gay flight attendant in Soul Plane. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Kenson. Stop resisting! I'm not resisting. Oh, Gary Anthony Williams. Maybe I just remember his full name because he also has a middle name of Anthony. Reverse psychology? What reverse psychology were you trying? Tax is done. Woo! Oh no, why didn't you back them up, Kenson? You can store them on the server. Why would you do this to yourself? Oh, I guess then again, you probably didn't do it 2 years ago, so this is what it is. Well, no, I'm saying you can back them up to the server. You don't have to just have them backed up on the file. Like you don't need to use the whole like file trick that we used to have to use. You've been able to back them up on the server for a while now. Like for a couple of expansions now, that's been a thing. That's what I meant. But a couple of years ago, you probably weren't thinking about that. Good morning, Caper. Yeah, that doesn't work. Listen, Purple. If Corrupted Gauntlet has taught me anything, it's that trying to manipulate the odds does. It's taught me so much about my superstitions that I still have them, but they don't really matter to me at all anymore. Where'd you find this? It's on the character select screen. It's like export settings or whatever. I don't remember the exact name of the settings, but it's on the character select screen. You just like right click your character and then it has the import export settings. Import obviously being whatever you do have saved. Export being what allows you to save it. I keep the configuration file backed up. I do keep that backed up just in case. But I do also occasionally save them just outright to the server because, you know. And you can copy them from other characters too. This is true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Corrupted Gauntlet has taught me all sorts of things about my superstitions. Yeah, the My Games folder. Yeah, that's the classic. That's the classic right there. These are classic. At least you have something. Starting from scratch is a lot worse than starting from what I had changed from some point in the past. You'll definitely take those. Did not save it. No! Now you know for after you fix it to save it immediately. Write that shit down on a sticky note. Be like, after I set up again, save to game server.
Sloppy.
Sloppy. Sargs Sphatica. Let's go. Wait, no, you did do it? Did you just get saved? Was looking at the wrong one. Oh my god. Your life has been saved. That's gotta feel good. One sec. I mean, yeah, 2020 is still it's a bit in the past, but it's better than nothing. Most likely. Unless you make frequent large-scale changes, that's still likely to be pretty good. And then you can update it and save it again. Well, there you go, even better. That means you're completely saved. Sometimes it's the little things we forget that save us in the long run. Hey, hey! Well, I know what somebody's trying to spawn. Somebody's trying to spawn Tarcha. Which server? Is it the server's Tarch? Genova has a Tarcha up. Is it the only one? Maybe it's not the only one, but it looks like it's the highest rated one at the very least. I love exploding! Oh, it could be Armstrong too, you're right. I always forget about that. I don't see any Armstrongs. No, I think it is that. I think it is Tarch that they're doing it for. I don't see any Armstrongs. Oh my god, he's coming right at me! What that tongue do? You know exactly what that tongue do. Give us some onions for the day. I always find it funny when an S rank even bothers with a tank buster that only hits one person. Like, why? What? Is that really going to be the thing that makes or breaks whether or not you kill it? Like, hundreds of people regularly beat this mob up. Let me have it do a single target tank buster. That'll slow him down. I mean, I feel like you'll get frustrated with fetch quests anywhere. Wouldn't say that's a particularly well-received medium of questing. There's one fetch quest in old school RuneScape that I think would drive almost, even with quest helper, it's among the most frustrating fetch quests in existence. And it has such a great name for the quest. One small favor. Effectively, you go to the quest NPC and they ask you to retrieve an item. And then you basically go down a chain of every single person saying, I can help you, but only if you do me this one small favor. And it's like 6 different NPCs before you finally start going back in reverse. And every single one of them is like, yeah, I can give you that item, but can you do me this one small favor real quick? That quest makes me so mad. The quest helper for it is so funny because it's just like, it's just a palindrome. That quest makes me so mad. One small favor. I thought it was hilarious. As I was doing it, I was like, oh, I see what's happening. And by like the 3rd or 4th NPC, I was like, I get the joke. I get it. Sensing a pattern here. Yeah, just because I got the joke doesn't mean the joke was over. Important distinction. I've already completed that quest, so I'm good. I wonder when I'll be done with Corrupted Gauntlet. Oh, I need to ask Sophie if she wants to do... She wanted to do something in RuneScape this weekend, but I don't know if she's going to be up for it. Oh, they probably had a hilarious time making that quest. Did you know there's a quest in Final Fantasy XI that's literally just like... It's kind of the same deal. It's like a metric fuck ton of like fetch quests, but it's all one NPC, but they ask you to fetch like a metric fuck ton of things, and the reward at the end is just gil, and it's not even like a lot of gil, but the number that it gives you gil wise is like it phonetically sounds like a word that means like to waste your time or something like that. So the entire point of the quest is that the punchline at the end is that the gil reward, if you say the numbers out loud in Japanese, it sounds like a word that means like to completely waste one's time or something like that. Let me see if I can find that. What's the name of it? Juno Quests. I know exactly where it is. A Clock Most Delicate, Save My Son, Kind Cardian,
Chaos,
Old Monument?
chaos, chaos.
I don't think that. Oh, hold on. Let me just look at the gil rewards. That'll tell me.
Chaos.
Kenson2105 just subscribed with Prime.
Thank you, Kenson. I also like hats. Thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. Where is it? I don't see it. It should be in Lower Juno. I don't see the gil reward amount though. It's not 50. It's like, I think it's 5 numbers. Huh. Having a hard time finding it. I wonder if it's not officially listed as a quest. Because it should be in Lower Juno. But I don't see it. It's literally an NPC right by the fountain. 6,000 gil. Huh. I'll have to find it. Yeah, I wonder if it's just not considered a quest in like the traditional sense. I thought it was. Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't remember the name of the quest. Oh, there it is. The Miraculous Dale. 59630 gil. Found it. I want to see the description. Click here for additional storyline. No, that's not what I want. I wanted the phonetic explanation of it. Oh, here it is. The reward 59630 is a Japanese Gorowase wordplay joke. Dropping the 0, the number is 5963, which when enunciated in Japanese is Gokuroku-san or Gokuro-san, which generally means someone who is hardworking, or in some cases, someone who has been manipulated into doing a difficult task. There it is. Yeah, that's literally, there's a whole quest. That's the whole point of the quest is that punchline. There's literally no other purpose. Like, the Gil reward is not good for what you have to do. It's a complete waste of time. Yeah, you have to defeat a bunch of notorious oh, God. I just looked at the notorious monster list. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, that sucks. Not all of them are that bad, but enough of them are. Gokuro-san. I heckin' love wordplay. I didn't even remember some of these. Oh, well, I mean, no, I remember those. One of these I don't remember. Tumbling Truffle I don't remember. The rest of these I remember. I see you have a bacon. He wants to say hi? Come here, pal. Is he behaving?
Yes.
How so? Is he just being good? Oh, see, Ivy likes him. Yeah. No, I know, kissed. I know. They
Very good. He's under the bed now.
Yeah, he goes under there and then he just begs to get out eventually. That's how they do. Yeah, he broke in here like the moment I came in here this morning. Yeah, that's what she likes. That's what she likes. Hey, girl.
I see you've got a hedgehog over there.
Yeah. She is, she be hedgehogging. This is all she does all day. And then she gets mad when I touch her. Look at her. She's so cute. Oh, I want you to bite my hand. Just stick my finger near her mouth and be like, let's see if she bites me. Yeah, see, she grabs your hand. She lets you know.
No, my hand's wet.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta wash your hands after her. Bacon. I will enjoy the bacon. Yes, Jolly Green was one of the NMs in that quest. Jolly Green, let's see. What was the list of NMs? It's, I have it right here. Black Triple Star, Blueberry Bulge, which is a fucking crazy name for an NM. I had forgotten about that one. Blubbery Bulge, even worse. That's even worse. Blubbery Bulge. I hate it when my bulge is blubbering. All three of the Boreal monsters, so the Hound, Coral, and Tiger. You know, that's super easy. Boobareem Boo, which, if I recall, is a Pugil. Daggerclaw Dracos, I remember him. Drooling Daisy, Gargantua, Ixtab, Jolly Green, Shadow Eye, Sharp-Eared Ropeepee, Tumbling Truffle, Tottering Toby, and Trickster Kinetex. Big Blubbering Bulge. I don't remember Blubbery Bulge either. Who's Blubbery Bulge? Oh, it's the one from Devoy. Oh my god, I forgot about that one. What about Tumbling Truffle? Where are they at? Lathine Plateau. Oh, I do know that one. I've killed that one. Yeah, it drops the fucking fungus hat. I remember that thing. Ivy, where you going? You're not escaping. Yeah, I remember this. What's another one? Trickster Kinetix I've seen a billion times. That one's hard to miss out in Kufi Maya, because you would sometimes just see him. Like, there was not an infrequent... What's my main? I'm a Fizz range main at the moment. I never really have much of a choice in the matter. The good news is when I get forced on the Fizz range for another expansion, at least I should theoretically have a new job next expansion. Now I just wish these S ranks would appear. There's so many S ranks. Yeah, because I always offer to play something else. So I'm very sure.
Chaos. Chaos.
Chaos? Chaos?
Chaos.
Chaos?
Project Kygon just subscribed with Prime.
Thank you, Project. Thank you for the Prime sub. It should be a new tank and a new Fizz range. Yep. I have my Fizz range speculation video coming out. Also, my thing was delivered. I should probably go down and grab that. I'll go down and grab it in a few minutes. No, I made my fucking Puppet Master Fizz range video like 4 years ago or something. But there was never any actual expectation. It will be a limited job, and that will be it. Yeah, in like 5 minutes, I'm going to go grab that coffee, and I have a package outside I need to grab. Hey, at the very least, I'll have a fun new job. In Shadowbringer, here's the thing. I actually would love to play whatever the new job is, at least in the first raid tier in most cases. In Shadowbringers, that made playing Dancer the whole expansion pretty good, because I was effectively playing a new job the whole expansion. The problem is it was a new job. Well, I will say this. I played Monk all of Stormblood. So going back to Fizz range in Shadowbringers while also having a new job available was kind of nice. I never got off of it was the problem. Listen, all Beastmaster needs to do is have shiny hunting, and I don't care. If I can shiny hunt my Pokemon, my monsters in for Beastmaster, then we're all good. It's not going to happen, but if that happened, that would meet all of my criteria for the best shit ever. They didn't really make us think Green Mage was going to be possible. Not all throughout all of Dawn Trail. It was only after one cutscene where we noticed the thing that Kryl had. And that was in the 7.5 part 1? No, I think it was 7.4. That was 7.4's MSQ. Wasn't all of Endwalker. It was literally from like 7.4. And even then it was just because of one charm that kind of resembled the Green Mage Job Crystal. Not exactly, but it was the closest thing we had. I just always tell people there is no context, there are no hints. Your predictions are not predictions, they are contextualists. You just kind of hope for things and see if they happen. Hello, Yunsar. Predictions don't really exist until the t-shirts anymore. Speculation, or wish listing as I like to call it, that exists. Plenty of that exists. That's where I like to draw the line. It is barely a job in the rest. You're completely correct. Well, they make it very obvious when they're teasing a new job. When they're very specifically teasing a new job. It's definitely no secret. I just tell people there's not much you could actually make in the way of an intellectual prediction. It's all dartboarding / wish listing. It was very on purpose. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing was entirely because of the names of that. Listen, there's nothing crazier than the samurai thing. The samurai thing that was crazy. Nothing will ever be crazier than that. That's tip top of the crazy scale. The Pictomancer thing made a lot of sense with the names of the painters for the Ninja Turtles. The Spider-Man one was crazy. I mean, I'll go so far as to say Endwalker was 2 original jobs. I don't care if one of them was called Sage. That Sage doesn't exist anywhere. Nothing even remotely close to that exists in the rest of the franchise. I think that was an interpretation. I feel like I remember them saying that this doesn't necessarily hint at only one job either. I think I remember him actually saying that. Sage is just... that's why I also think predicting anything other than the weapon type is nigh impossible to do right now. I think that's the only reliable thing to do. Oh. No, give me 2 shields next. I don't want to wield 1 shield. I want to wield 2 shields. It'll probably be like a hammer or something, though. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. A one-handed hammer and a shield or something. I don't know. Everyone knows the best defense is even more defense. Listen, I have done a full dual-wield shield playthrough of Elden Ring before. I'm down for 2 shields, man. They will not do a blitzball for the range job. They know they can't do that. No! They know they can't not introduce it as an actual minigame. If they do that, they would be forced into it, and they're not releasing it as a minigame. But they won't. No. No, no, no. Yeah, and then we just call the new job Braum. Get behind me. Puppet Master would be a limited job. The Draven job. You gotta catch the things. That definitely ain't gonna happen. Gotta fucking catch swords out of the air. I like to imagine more so that the portal opens and Waka goes, I'm racist! It's before he finished Final Fantasy X. Wrong time. He's like, wrong time period Waka. Wrong time period Waka. It's too soon. Go later. Go later. All right, I was gonna go get that package. All right, give me another few minutes. I'm gonna hear sloppy the moment that I fucking stand up. I already know it. Because that just happens sometimes, Nem. That's what you're hoping happens. That is exactly what you want to see. Hey, that's not true, Purple. You just recruit him back onto the team. He's like, I'm retiring. And you're like, not if I recruit you, you're not. Do, 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 do. Wah, wah, wah. Hello, you Alpha. How's the game now to returnees? It just depends. You just catch up with whatever story and quest you haven't done. It's never really any different. Just follow the quest helper and any of the new blue quests, and you're like, okay, I'm good. Money, 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 money. They sure do. In 10-2, Lulu is like, I'm pregnant, but also, I literally don't have a stomach. Yeah, but here's the thing. They can't do one without the other. They know that. They know that if they introduce just the job, people are going to be like, well, when's the minigame? And they can't be like, well, it's not happening. So they can't do one without the other. That's inviting disaster. Literally, as if it wasn't bad enough when everyone was asking nonstop, when are we getting Blitzball? It would just worsen tenfold at that point. Well, one is okay. On Fort. Ball thrower. That's the name of the job. Ball thrower. What does he do? He throws balls. What the fuck is happening? They're shaking that shaker. Hey, you just have 78 more to go. Basically done. Alright, let me go get that package and get some coffee real quick. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. No sloppies. No sloppies. Listen, I feel like most people wouldn't complain about 2 guns. No, that wouldn't be a good enough excuse. Hey! Bacon, no. Bacon, you were fine as is. Why are you all so active? All I did was stand up and get myself coffee. I didn't give you any. Hey! Stop. Menace. Guys, I found a menace. I found a menace. Hello, Dennis. Maximum menace. Do not jump on another cat. Swear to God, Bacon. Don't stop trying to go on the table. It's not meant for you. No, the menace hates cuddles, actually. He likes to have attention, but he doesn't like cuddles. I'd say Temmie, Ivy, and Cinnamon are the cuddle cats. Bacon and Sausage are the I want to spend time near you but not touching you cats. Dude, when I lay down in bed, Ivy just immediately runs over and just cuddles in my arms. She's like, ah, yes, all I've ever wanted. It's all I've ever wanted. You're all I ever needed. Yeah. Bacon, stop jumping on the table, dude. No, you're not welcome there. Off. Hey. Bacon, you're pissing me off. Better not jump on a cat. He looks like he wants to jump off. No jumping on a cat. Listen, I'm trying to keep you in here because you're pissing her off because she's trying to do some packing. What? Hey. Bacon. This cat, dude.
Chaos.
No,
Chaos,
not
chaos,
really.
Chaos.
Thanks for the gift this up. Hey.
Chaos. Chaos.
An anonymous user
Bacon.
gifted a tier 1 subscription.
Dude. Don't you, okay, go under the bed. Okay, I think he's behaving. Thank you for the gifted sub. I love gifted subs. Alright, I think Bacon's calmed down, chat. Currently sleeping on your bed? Ah, lucky. Oh, hey. My Faloop didn't go off. Greg's Udambara. I just saw it pop up. I didn't mute Faloop, did I? Is it just because it's not in the main window? Udambara. Let's see. This is Castrum Oriens. Okay, let's see. Get weird about playing the sound proper. Yeah, you know what? That makes sense actually, because I was running into an issue one time with it where it wasn't playing, like it suddenly played a sound, but it played a sound for like something that had already happened a while ago. So it was playing it like super late. Mute and unmute. I found that opening the settings briefly also does the trick. It's also not always in the foreground, which I think affects it. Sometimes I have to like remember to put it back in the foreground. But I mean, I made it, so it doesn't matter. I didn't really miss it. It was like I looked down and I looked back up and the hunt was there. But the sloppy, when I hear the sloppy, it helps me just in case. Because I'm always like multitasking all the time. Sophie's actually telling me that she was like, I can't believe how much you could just multitask. Like, I still talk to chat. I still do everything. Like, I guess, I don't know. Maybe it's just from years of raiding. Because, like, anyone who's been around the stream long enough knows that I'll be in the middle of doing, like, the first, like, 3 to, like, 10 to 12 minutes of an ultimate. And I don't really lock in until the last, like, 5. I'll always be just, like, reading chat in the middle of ultimates and shit. My brain is just always in such hyperdrive. The tab may just get frozen. Well, tab doesn't seem to be frozen, but I guess I interacted with it. This one gold medal game. Wait, what? US won gold medal. Wait, what? They won a few gold medals, didn't they? I've watched like the Alyssa Liu, I think her name is. Oh, hockey. Oh, right. I saw Lifey saying that he was staying up for the hockey game. I don't really like. I never watched the Olympics. Like sometimes I catch a little bit of the Olympics. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that tracks. Alright, caught that. That's another one done. Canada lost. Damn Canada. I wish I was more into things like that. Like I can usually watch like a little bit of it, but it's so hard for me. I mean, it's just with shows in general. If not for Sophie, I would like still really not be watching much in the way of like different shows or new shows. She's been put on Real Housewives as of late, and I've never ever watched anything like that before. My family always did, but I was like, it's funny. Like, damn, these people are something. Yeah, I only know a little bit because social media has been talking. Obviously, the two things I've seen in social media are Alyssa or Eliza. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And that guy from a few years ago with the gun, the guy who just casually holds the gun from Turkey, he won gold this year. That was the only other thing I saw about the Olympics, was that guy was back and then he won gold. And I was like, in everyone's hearts, he already had a gold medal. Yeah, that dude's definitely killed some people before. Everyone is so careful about that, like, that entire event. Everyone else is so careful, and he's just very cavalier about it. And it's so fucking funny. Holy shit. Let's see. One sec, I'm trying to answer something. Let's see. No gear, perfect shot. Hell nah. Just one against Canada. Alright, I might need to take care of a few things around the house today. One sec. Just going through a list of things that needs doing. Uh... Hold on. Alright, I need to be right back real quick. I just have to go take care of some stuff.
Sloppy. Sloppy.
Oh, I mute. That's weird. I muted in the OBS app. Normally I mute from the actual microphone thing, so I saw that was unmuted, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'm good to go. I missed it. It is what it is. But yeah, I might need to actually take care of some extra stuff. Got a little bit of a trash pile up that needs dealing with. I gotta figure out... Yeah, I got a bit of a trash pile up that needs dealing with. Yeah, unfortunately, as part of the move, we've just had a lot of trash. We've been getting rid of a lot of things. But we are moving into high gear with the move. So I might wrap a lot earlier than expected. Good morning, Valtis. No, there's only one cat in here right now. Yeah, sorry, I just got back from AFK. There's a whole bunch. It's a little too much trash in the house right now. So I might need to take a drive over to a landfill sooner rather than later, because it's there's not enough room for me to actually get rid of the trash this week. Got like extra bags that are piling up. So I think I'll hang out for a few more minutes and then go take care of that, because I have no idea where the nearest landfill is. I also don't know what the rules are for landfills. Like, you can make drop-offs, but is it going to cost me money? I guess I could look, right? Generally speaking, I thought that, like, if you just break... That was in all caps. Now I'm scared. Usually no! No! Yeah, because unfortunately, the one I'm looking at mentions cost per ton. And I'm like, I'm definitely not dropping off a ton. Interesting. Who? Exilus? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I do the same thing. Dude, so many times I go to type things, I just have caps lock on. Yeah, it doesn't really say, because it keeps talking about, like, per ton. And it's like... Could be a notable fraction. Yeah, I definitely don't have that much. I definitely don't have anywhere near that much. Can always call them. Yeah, I'll probably just do that. Actually, are they even... They're not even open today. Today's Sunday. I can't go down to the landfill today. I'll just have to tuck it aside and do it. Oh, God, they're... Well, that's their office hours. I wonder, do I have to drop off during office hours? Because that's not very convenient for me. I wonder if I could just schedule, well, now I don't know. Maybe I just don't know by the name. XLS. Environmental enforcement. Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, yeah, I don't know, because it's a Sunday. Because there's no way I can contact them, because it's outside of office hours. And unfortunately, their office hours are not very good for me. I don't think there's a good solution for that. Yeah, because there's just too much trash right now. Okay. So yeah, they're just not open on Sundays, but you can drop off any other day, and it's not specifically inside of office hours. Appears to be the case. Alright, I think I know what I'll do. I got it. Yeah, I definitely need to go take care of that sometime soon, because we've got a lot of packing to do. I mean, my chat, you guys expected me to probably have some shorter days or days off over the next couple of weeks as we gear up for the move. I'll do that first. And then I will go take care of this. Stormblood. Is that Porta? That's Porta. Yeah, it's gonna be a little chaotic. I also have this email I still need to get back to. What is that for? Yeah. I have to do that. I should maybe set a few reminders. I actually genuinely might be someone who needs to invest in sticky pads. Any of the S ranks into a burger? I mean, you gotta take Bonacon. Why would you do anything but Bonacon? That's like... Duh. I mean, I'm probably going to another shard next. No real reason to expect to stay on the source at this point. If not one shard, then multiple shards. Unless, for some reason, they're leaving the 9th and coming to the source. Because we know they're leaving the 9th. Still get rewards, it is now just Borg. I mean, Bonacon's just... Think of all the meat. He's just a giant buffalo. Just get all that delicious meat. Now I want a burger. Look what you've done to me. I'm not going to be able to cook much more soon. Basically, the only thing that's not going to be packed by the end of today in the kitchen, I think, is baking. Is like 1 or 2, like, metal baking sheets. So it's like I can cook some chicken or some veggies on that, but I think everything else is just going to be packed. That was my plan for today. I bought a bunch of bubble wrap and stuff. I had that. That was the delivery I went to go grab earlier. Was a bunch of, like, packing supplies. I mean, I'll gladly just put aluminum foil on a baking sheet and just oil and season some chicken and throw it on there. I'll do that any day of the week. I'll probably be doing that this whole week. That's most likely what the plan is gonna be. Alright, yeah. But I gotta go solve that garbage problem. Because there is just too much garbage. And so I am gonna go take care of that, I think. So I'm gonna wrap a little early. I was planning on wrapping at 1, and I was gonna take care of it then, but I should take care of it sooner. Oh my god, dude, I got like mad scratches right here. Dude, okay, before I go, funny story happened yesterday. I was standing in the hallway reading something on my phone. I was like, I don't know, I was looking at a Discord channel or something. And I was just standing in the hallway, and I heard Bacon meow at me. And then he jumped and tried to climb up my back. He jumped to just about my shoulder and, like, right about here before realizing he couldn't make it all the way up onto my shoulder. And then he just, like, briefly latched on and then let go and jumped off of me. He just treated me like I was a cat tower. And quite frankly, as ridiculous as that is, I kind of want him to do it again because I want to see if I can, if I see it coming, I wonder if I can, like, duck down and have him actually land on my shoulder. Like, if I do this, will he, like, make it, right? Like, will he actually get all the way up onto my shoulder? Because I think that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to land on my shoulder and actually, like, jump up all the way. But yeah, I think... Oh, well, one last thing I need to do, because I haven't done this today. So before I wrap up for the day, I have a sponsor that I shout out daily. And some of you are very well aware of this sponsor because it's got a little panel to the right of my camera on the screen. So I'll do my due diligence by them since I'm wrapping early. And I was going to do it eventually, but it was just, you know, a little distracting. You know, it's got some stuff to do. Exit Lag as a sponsor. I know some of you have already signed up for it. I've seen that some of you have signed up for it, and I appreciate that. But one of the premium VPN options for gaming, recently, Final Fantasy XIV had some major troubles in North America, and Exit Lag was one of the best ways to fix that. So naturally, I teamed up with them because they can help you keep those connections stable, potentially through future problems if we have them again, and also bring your ping down. I can play Machinist on the East Coast at this point. I actually can play Machinist without clipping while I have Exit Lag on. And I have Exit Lag on every stream now. My game is always connected to Exit Lag, literally every stream, because, of course. So if you type exclamation mark Exit Lag in the chat, if you ever need the link, there's a link in the description. There should be a panel under the stream itself. If you're on YouTube, let me know. I'll pass it to you at any point because YouTube's descriptions are annoying, and the YouTube bot almost never successfully connects. Hate that, but at the same time, thanks. And they'll be sponsoring some videos on YouTube weekly. I've got a new one coming out this week, and it's one that we kind of touched on earlier in this stream. So it should be a fun one. But thanks to them for sponsoring. All the same, I am going to wrap up early and go take care of what I need to take care of for moving stuff. So thanks for hanging out. I will see all of you tomorrow, where I'll be doing 14 and maybe Enfield at the end of stream tomorrow. We'll see. But anyway, I'll see you then for that. Until then, I bid you adieu.